Good morning again. A shorter video than the last one I did. This is about the Rupert Lowe in the chamber yesterday, giving some excerpts from the Grooming gang inquiry that the government has refused to do for decades. And, well, not decades, but they've known it's been going on for decades and refused to do it for at least a decade. And I did this whilst my missus was in the Polish delicatessen getting some bits and pieces, and just listened to incidents that I've heard before, because I did catch quite a lot of what he said yesterday in prior speeches he's done, but not an address in a parliament setting. Or government. It's not it's not parliament. I know. Sorry, I don't know what you call that chamber where they're in. And there was a bit that got stuck with me that I hadn't heard before, and it was one woman's description of what they did to her, and it was all about degrading her as much as they possibly could, because this is jihad. In their eyes, they're very good Muslims doing their God's work, because that's what Muhammad, their prophet, and Allah, their God, want. They want you to gang rape a child and then encourage a dog to perform the same act on her. And the dog did. I think that was the story where the girl was actually outspoken about her Christianity, and it's a "where's your God now" sort of thing. And you hear it, and even though I know it, I know that they killed a girl and minced her and sold her in kebab form. Oh, God. And then you hear it again, and it's not any lighter. And then I don't have many people to share this stuff with. This is my way of, because my family don't want to know about it. And I was even telling the missus a bit later on, and she made me stop. She said, "You have to stop telling. You have to stop talking now. I don't want to hear it." And part of me was angry with her. Like, you want to watch a bit like I mentioned the film They Live a while ago, where he forces his mate to put the glasses on, and it's a very long fight. And then I thought, I can't do that to my missus, I have to back off. And then you listen to, other people stand up and say, "Oh no, what this is about the abuse of all children. It's about all children. Don't let this horrible racist man make it about very nice brown people." No, it is about them. It's about them, because this is what when you hear people sort of do that, I think you have to be armed with some facts that just stop them in their tracks. And the one I usually go to was, and I can't remember, was it the Quilliam report or something like that? You hear it referred to from time to time, where it was family members going together to take part in the rape of a child. Fathers, sons, brothers, uncles, cousins, all going together. Maybe they then go to a mosque afterwards to celebrate. And you just think, there's something demonic with that religion. If I was the devil and I wanted to instead of obviously trying to convince a lot of people that God wasn't real, perhaps I'd just try to create another religion that was just so utterly evil. If you could get people to follow that one instead, I don't know. But how those people think that is good, but they believe that's good. That's why these people have to go. They have to leave. They have to leave this, go to a different place entirely, a different realm, or a different country, or go behind bars and just rot there for the rest of their days. and the families that know about it and say nothing about it. You could argue, oh, well, oh, they get badly treated anyway, and yeah, I suppose so, some of that. But I think, no, I think most of them are all right with it. You heard the stories of when a guy was getting sent down for, atrocities against English girls. The daughters were in court saying, "We love you, Dad." They'd heard everything that happened. "We love you, Dad." No, no, we have to eradicate that ideology completely from this country. And I used to think that it wasn't possible. And I used to think you can't do that to a whole religion. But it's before I really had like a good another 10 years of thinking about it and going, no, it has to be gone. Now, I don't think for a minute that Restore would go anywhere near as far as I would want them to go. And I think that probably comes later. I think it does. When enough people really, really have their eyes wide open to it. And I do hope that this inquiry reaches a lot of people, and then people can realise how much they're being lied to, and then when they do see someone performing what's basically apologetics on behalf of this religion, they go, right, you're evil as well, right? And so the only people that they would trust and listen to would be people like us that actually say the truth and have been saying the truth for a very long time, very, very long time. But yeah, 2 very depressing videos today. Awful stuff. Anyway, hope everyone's all right, and I'll see you again quite soon. Goodbye.